So what exactly is a modular suppressor?
Wow, Chase, thanks for asking. All right.
Cut!
What do I do?
Howdy everyone, Chase and Garrett here with Silencer Shop, and today we are talking about modular suppressors. Over the past 10 years or so, we've seen a huge growth in the firearms industry. People are starting to get into short-barreled rifles and PCCs.
Lots of guns.
All these different hosts and configurations that weren't really available previous to that. And so silencers had to adapt as well. And the big innovation that came from the suppressor industry outside of just getting quieter was adding modularity to these cans so you can kind of adapt them to use on different hosts.
You overcome, you adapt.
Okay, so Chase, what is a modular suppressor?
So a modular suppressor is a silencer that can basically change its overall length. So we have something like this in its full length, and this front section comes off so that we can make it a little bit shorter. This is the most common style of modular suppressor we see, where it uses this one sort of extension tube or one additional baffle section. Then you have stuff like these JK silencers or some of the Q silencers, that each of these sections is its own baffle, and you can remove these one by one to make this as long or as short as you want. So it just gives you a different level of customization. So we can go really short if we wanted to. For something like a really long barrel where you don't need as much sound suppression because the gun is already so far in front of you. Or we can add all of these baffles to really make this silencer as quiet as possible.
Strikes down on 4 parts and slide. Handle's adjustable for easy carrying, good for riders and lefties.
Those different lengths allows you to have like a K can or an L can or your standard size can as well.
Yep, so you can adapt these silencers to most of the different hosts that you might have in your collection, but you're still only buying one silencer, one tack stamp, one Form 4. You don't have to go through to get, a K can, an S can, and an L can. You can kind of do that all with one unit.
That's especially helpful whenever you have like an SBR. So you want to keep that setup, super short, and you want to make sure that you're saving weight and saving length. But you also want to be able to go out, on the range with your friends and then have that maximum sound suppression. Modular suppressors allow you to have both of those options.
And that kind of brings us into why you might want a modular suppressor. And the way I think about it is that the shorter the barrel on my gun is, the longer of a suppressor I want. And then as the barrel on my gun gets longer, my silencer can get a little bit shorter because it's going to be a little bit quieter to my ear anyway as the muzzle is further away. So on something like a Mark 18, I'm going to probably run this in the full length configuration, 10.3 inch barrel. I kind of want all the sound suppression I can get. But then when I put this on a 14.5 or a 16 inch, maybe I take off a few of those baffles. So I can keep the gun a little bit more compact, but I'm still getting adequate sound suppression as the muzzle moves further away from my ears.
Same goes for like 22 long rifle. Like, if you are shooting like a Ruger 22-45, having it in this long configuration is definitely going to help out a lot. But if you look at something like a Ruger 1022, you can have something like this, like that big at the end of your barrel and still have great sound suppression because it does have that longer barrel length.
Yeah, exactly. Or my favorite example is like 9mm handguns versus PCCs, where you can have your handgun set up as compact as possible, but then when you just want to show off on the range how quiet this thing can be and how flat shooting and how smooth it all is, well then you go in the full length and you blow everyone's mind with how quiet these things are. It just gives you so much flexibility in one silencer that some of the fixed length things just can't provide. So whether you're looking at a modular can that only has the one section or multiple sections, they all kind of work the same way. That end cap will be removable. Then remove that extension section, and then to seal it back up and get all the maximum sound suppression, just put the end cap back on, snug it down, and now we have a silencer that's like 2/3 of the length instead of the full size.
It's almost lunchtime. Chase, you gotta really pull it together. You chewing gum?
Nope.
A lot of manufacturers actually make different end caps. So, this JK 105 CCX right now is a 9mm end cap, but they also have a 22 end cap. So this modular suppressor can also be run on 9mm as well as 22 long rifle.
Yeah, because these are so modular and you can change the length, you can change the end caps, a lot of them you can change the mounting system. These really give you a lot of future proofing for any guns in your safe.
The way of the future. The way of the future.
So whether you have a huge collection right now or it's growing, a modular can service most of those rifles depending on what you add in the future and work on everything that you already own.
Yeah. Modular suppressors in general are like really great for the guy who really wants to kind of fine tune his setup, kind of like tweak everything exactly how they want it, because it gives you so many customization options.
Exactly. So if you're considering adding a modular suppressor to your collection, or you just have any questions or comments about how these work, go ahead and leave a comment below. As always, subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the newsletter where you get the latest in suppressor news, deals, and info for all the upcoming suppressors and accessories.
Thanks
Thank
for
you guys
watching,
so
y'all.
much for watching.
I was going to say that. I was going to say thanks for watching. That was my line. You had the whole intro.
Get you on the next
Outro.
one.